Hello, hello, hello. Pum 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 pum. Pum pum pum. Meow, meow, meow. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Uh-oh. What happened? Pum 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 pum. Oh, good evening, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Bum, ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum. Okay, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another stream of Plane Shift. We're here tonight to improve our game a bit. I don't know how much, but as much as I can. Let's go, boys. Oh, we have a screenshot of the day. The dungeon. The dungeon. With a kind of a shady creature there. Not dangerous. Okay. The good news for you is that I made some progress on the mini game, and actually a good part of it is actually working as expected. Now, there are a few things that I want to reason on. In particular, I was thinking, when can you fold, right? I think you can fold only during a betting phase. Right? And a betting phase is... Hello everyone, by the way. And a betting phase is... Ba-da-bam, ba-da-bam. Okay. A betting phase is defined by the minimum bet, right? I think when we are reading the phases, yeah, if there is a minimum bet, we flag the phase as is betting. And we know that because when we send the phase here, we also have this information, right? Very good. So I don't know if the betting phase should actually... I don't know if this line should actually go here. Probably not. Because I don't think you can have a betting phase that is also a resolve winner phase, or there is also a show hidden. Yes. Usually we put it in the end game. But anyway, let's leave it. It's not a problem. So if we are in the betting phase, yeah, it's very easy actually. It's very easy. The only problem is we will have to I think by default it will be off, and then I think the button will be here. Should we make this thing a bit smaller, a bit closer to each other? Maybe, yes. We are wasting a bit of space. Hello, Pose Cafe. Hello, hello. How are you? I'm thinking if I should distribute this better, right? At the moment, this is a vertical box with a bottom padding of 50. Let me try 30 or 20. Maybe 20. So we gained a bit of vertical space, right? Because I would like to basically duplicate this button and make it how should we call it? The fold button? Because I mean, you fold when you play a card game, right? But can you fold when you play a dice game? I don't know. I think it's a bit of a weird question, right? If I have a dice game with the rules of poker, how should I call the fold option? Withdraw is a bit long. Drop out, leave, drop. Fold is still perfectly usable, but fold, I think it means in English, right? Yeah. It's like to bend. I mean, it's to turn away or to something like that, or to... Do you think we should use fold or not? What should we use, guys? Fold? Is fold still fine? Retire? No, retire is not. He's saying fold, pass, withdraw, drop out, fade, back down, concede. Concede is not bad. Concede, I think, is fine. Should we use concede? Do you prefer fold or concede? Give me some synonyms of concede. Give up. Surrender, yell, relent, submit, withdraw, resign, give in, back down, bow out, capitulate. Capitulate seems a bit too much. Step aside, acknowledge, admit, accept, recognize, confess. I think concede is fine. Concede. Concede. I don't know why these days you cannot type things without clicking 20 buttons. Concede. To acknowledge as true, just, or proper. To acknowledge an opponent victory score. I think concede is good.
Concede.
Concede. Okay. Concede.
Concede.
Okay. We will use concede. We will use concede, my friends. Now this button should... Oh, this button is larger, and so it makes everything larger. No. I guess fine. So by default, this thing will be hidden. So it will be hidden, right? And we will display it only when... only here, right? Only when we are in a betting phase. And if you leave... yeah. I also have to... Oh. Fuck. I wanted to move that, I did it wrong 3 times. Okay. Fine. Now I think we need to do the same, right, when the game starts, right? Because we don't want that button to be available, right? So I mean, in theory, also the betting button, right? The bet should, but I think the bet less. I mean, is less problematic. Okay. Okay, so this in theory should work already, right? In terms of visibility, because it's working only for the phases that are betting phases. So when you are when you accept, right? Accept the initial phase. Well, accept the initial phase. Good point. Can you concede? Can you concede while? Yeah, you can, because the other guy can bet 1 million coins in the first phase, and you just say no, thank you, right? Yeah, exactly. So what happens when you concede? When you concede, we should first of all check if we can concede. So we have to validate server side that this is actually valid. And at that point we have to go in endgame, right? We have to go in endgame without pretty much doing anything, right? So everything will stay as it is. We can say that all the money is being returned, but so it's basically a stop game, right? Is similar to the stop. The stop is not really doing anything though, because we will have to clear the bets, right? We have to do some work, right, to actually clear everything. So how do we clear the bet? I think when we reset, right? I think we do it on the client though. I think we do it on the client. No, is it? Oh wow, what is this? Reset game. Yeah, only when I don't know. We can do it simply, which is just basically stopping in the current state and nothing happens. So you have to restart the game. So you go into the end mode, right? And the game restarts from the beginning. The problem is that the phase will still be a betting phase. So if you don't click the reset button, yeah, but I think it's okay. Okay, let's do this. So if you fold, if you fold, I mean, if you concede, right? During a bet phase, you can concede at any time, basically during the phase. So the first thing we need to do, we need to go server side and say, hey, we want to concede, right? So we need a request. We need a request dice game concede or something. The request MG dice. Yeah, we need a request MG dice concede. But wait, there is a callable, right? So it needs to be on PC. What? Hello? Ah. Yeah, because I copied the one that was already there. This is run on server and reliable. Now, I don't think we have to pass any parameters because, well, maybe the game ID, right? Because we need to find the session. But even if we have the pawn, and we can find the session from the pawn, if I remember right. But fine. Did I do it wrong all the time? Yeah, potentially. No, because we can only find it when inside the session. No, we need a game ID. We need a game ID. So we will have a game ID. But now we need to add this function to this code. We can put it at the end, maybe, yeah. Maybe before receive MG dice winner. Are you gonna use that? Interesting. I think I didn't use that function. Game ID. And wait. It is obviously a blueprint callable, right? This is a blueprint callable, not a blueprint. Yeah, this is a blueprint callable. And this one we will implement, yes. And this one will have the same mess. Unfortunately, it's a big copy paste, but it's fine. So we will do that. We search the pawn, we will search the session, and then in the session we will have MG minigame concede, I assume. Handle dice concede. Handle dice concede. The player decided to concede during a betting phase. Exactly. Exactly. It is a boolean. No, I don't think it's a boolean. I think it's actually a void. I mean, we don't have to return anything. Yeah. So pawn. Right. And then after that, I think we will call. I mean, the easiest to call would be our game stop, and I think it's okay. I think we can just call the game stop after this, right? I think so. Yes, this. Call stop. Call stop to re-enable the reset button on the clients. Now, wait a second though. We should not do it only for one player, right? We should do it for all the players. This is a bit of a mistake then. This should run for everyone. Yeah, for the winner and for the loser. Always for the winner and for the loser. What has this? That is the NPC one, yeah. Okay. Come on. I cannot type tonight, I don't know why. So we have to be sure that other player is valid and other player is actually valid. And if this is true, then we can call the same thing on the other player, right? Should we actually send it also to all the watchers and everyone? Well, in theory, yes, because they should see that the yeah. So maybe I should actually do a broadcast to everyone like we did. I don't know. Maybe a good idea, actually. Why can't I find it? There is no broadcast in minigame manager. It's impossible. Okay. So there is no word broadcast here. Yeah, it was there. Why I didn't find it? I don't understand. What did I search? Broadcast? Yeah, exactly. Minigame session is there. I don't see it. It was there. It's here somewhere, but I cannot see it. My eyes are skipping it for whatever reason. But maybe it's the beginning, and no, I don't know. Anyway, is it broadcast? I don't have any. Fine. Strange. Yeah, maybe we should just do something like this, right? To be sure that we are actually doing the thing properly. Because like this is kind of okay, but it's not including everyone, right? So why we want to include everyone. And yeah. Now this is just the broadcast, right? So we must be. I think we must be in a betting phase, right? So we do this check again. So and I think we have a get current phase, right? And I think if this is not a betting phase, then we just return. We do nothing, right? So we don't accept if it's not a betting phase, right? We don't accept it, and then. If we accept it, we have to do a few things, right? We have to basically pay the other player the money of our bet, right? We have to pay. We have to pay. Get the bet of the loser and give it to the winner. So basically we have to do something similar to this, but just with the message, right? It's not all of this, but it's close, right? So we need And I mean, obviously my opponent needs to be valid. If he's not valid, I mean, if he already disconnected from the game or something happened, obviously I cannot do anything, right? So the opponent must be valid. Must be valid. And I am valid because I'm the one calling this function, right? So, but we can say that if opponent is not valid, or if opponent player is not valid, then we just return, right? We do nothing because we cannot give money to someone that is not there, right? And assuming that this is okay, then so basically I get my bet and give it to the opponent because I leave the money on the table, right? It is the currently committed bet, right? Not the one, so after pressing bet, yes, exactly. So I get my money, so I get me money, me meaning pawn, right? Pawn player money plus, no, I mean pawn money plus me bet, and this I give it to the other guy, right? So this, here we get my bet and we give it to the other guy, and we send a message to me no, we send a message to him. Yeah, we send a message to him that your opponent folded or your opponent conceded. You won X amount of money, right? Where X amount of money is my bet. Okay. And then we send the money to that guy. Okay. Then on my side, I'm going to remove the bet from me. And so I will use a pony because actually it's me. So I will set my money. I will set my money. Fuck, here I did a mistake. Here I did a mistake, my boys. Okay. Yeah. So here's the opponent money, right? Opponent money implies my bet. Yeah, otherwise that is very crazy. And here I'm going to get my money and remove my bet. Right. My money, remove my bet. Okay. Now, I don't know if this set money can go negative, but in theory, okay, so if you do some mess, like the other guy is betting insane amount of money that you don't have, I will have to think about that. No, but you cannot bet more than your money, so... Yeah, but the other guy should never be able to bet more than the money that you have, more than your total. So I think he should receive your money as well. That I need to remember to do it. But okay, let's finish this. So there is me. I take my money, I remove my bet. And then we can say you conceded, you lost X amount, where the X amount is this amount, okay? And then we update my money. Okay. And then we broadcast this to everyone else. I mean, and then we broadcast the stop to everyone else, right? I don't know if I want to broadcast this also to all the watchers, but in theory I have to. So the watchers will receive a message that one guy conceded. So the watcher will receive a receive dice message. Huh. Do we have the name of the player? I think we do. The name of the player is me. So is me player name or something? I think we have it, no? Me player name. Yeah. In theory, we can also do. We can do the same. I think we can do the same here. Instead of saying your opponent, we can put the name. Okay. Okay, this is good. So this I think will make. So we have the handle concede. The handle concede is called by in our player controller when we request the dice concede, right? So now request dice concede. We didn't recompile it yet, so we have to recompile it and yeah, and then call it from the blueprints, basically here, right? And then I think we are good. We can fold and lose money. We can bet, fold, and lose money. Bet, fold, and lose money, and repeat. Now this will work a bit differently for an NPC. I think we have to say that if, yeah, maybe we can do that already. I don't know, but if the NPC is gonna fold, if the opponent is an NPC, good point. In both cases, so we set the money only if the opponent player is a player. Right? If the opponent player is a player, we actually do this. Otherwise, we don't. And the same here, I guess. Yeah, exactly the same. Exactly the same. So if pawn is a player, we do this. Otherwise, we don't, right? Exactly. Okay, very good. In theory, also all this start and stop, right? Okay, we have it already. If he's player, yeah, you see, we are already checking if he's a player or if he's an NPC. Okay, so it's good. So yeah, this is good. It is very good, boys. Pow, 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 pow. Okay, so now that we have the fold, now we can call this function from, right? From, well, not this function, but this function, right? Request mg dice concede, we can call it. This receive winner, I was thinking it was needed, but in reality it's not needed. In fact, I never, because I'm already sending all the information through the message. So I do like send message, you won, you lost. So I don't think I need more than that. Okay, so we were here, exactly. Now this must be called when I click on concede. So we need to get player controller. Okay. Right. Okay, good. So this is the thing. I think it should work already. Are there any exceptions to this? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Now the game will remain in that status until you reset, right? So it's basically an end game scenario. I'm thinking to add a requirement for minimum players, right, to the I'm thinking to add a minimum number of players to the dice game. Like adding an attribute here that says if this dice game should be played minimum with 2 players or not. In general, because I think I would like to have a mode where you just throw dice for the sake of throwing dice, but in general you need an opponent if you want to bet, right? No, I enter with the wrong character. GG. Well, I can go to the tavern manually by walking. No, I can teleport. Okay. Hello, Gyro. What are you using for your server hosting? This allows me to do a small advertising for our sponsor. So our sponsor is Npipes, and if you want to visit their website, you can, easy. And yeah, our servers are in their infrastructure, right? And they offer a range of different hosting services, from just website to dedicated servers and such, and also other more professional services if you need it, like monitoring or other stuff. So yeah, so we are using this provider actually for some of the hosting. I mean, not everything, like, because unfortunately our game requires a lot of stuff, right? So we have, we have a main website, we have a wiki area where we store our stuff, we have a bug tracker machine, we have an updater machine, so unfortunately we have different machines, but let's say the main server is with Npipes, and actually also the forum, yeah. Oh, you're building an FPS game, nice. Were you here already in the past? Because I remember someone asking for that and me giving some advice on using the Lyra example in a real engine, which is pretty good for a multiplayer FPS already. Okay, what are we doing now? Hey, thank you for the follow. So if I go poker dice, right? Which we will rename, by the way. Did we decide the name of this game or not yet? You have to take a look into Lyra, yeah, absolutely, because it's a pretty good example. He has a lot of stuff. It's basically functional, right? So you should really look at it. Did we decide a name on this game? The five-fold throw, fateful hand. Someone was suggesting 5 fingers of fortune. Do we want to go with the 5 fingers of fortune? Okay, let's go with the 5 fingers of fortune until a better name comes up. So this would be the 5 fingers of fortune. Okay. Done. Okay, so here we are in the initial betting phase, right? And okay, I already see that the concede is yes, the concede pops up. Now, if you bet 0, right, and you concede immediately, I think it doesn't really make a lot of sense. But anyway, the button is here. So if I press concede now, yeah, he's saying you conceded, you lost 0-3, and he's saying real conceded, you won 0-3, right? So, but I don't know, if the bet is 0, probably this button should do nothing, right? Yeah, I think so. Let's change that then. If the bet is 0, my current bet should be greater than 0. So if me bet is not, well, is less than 1, let's say. Me bet is less than 1. We just return, right? Or do we want to send a message? We can send a message like, you can concede only when you bet something, after betting. We can send him a message just to say, hey, how stupid you are. No, I mean, we can send message like you need to, you didn't bet yet, you cannot concede. Or what's the point of conceding, right? I will just say you didn't bet yet, right? I think you didn't bet yet, so I think it's clear enough. You didn't bet yet, so what do you want? Okay, so in that case, okay, so let's say that I bet 10, right? I bet 10. The other guy didn't bet yet, but I already want to concede. Now, if I do it, I'm losing money. How many people are working on the game? I mean, it's mainly me, but we have other people doing stuff. Like, for example, we have Uajet, which is our game master, which is organizing events in game every weekend. And he's pretty cool. And he's doing that very consistently. And also is helping in some other game master stuff. We have some other people that are helping on the rules. And I am commissioning some assets, some 3D assets, right? So so there is people working on that as well, but yeah. And then, you know, in our community sometimes people do stuff, so we have a kind of an open development approach, so everyone who wants to help can help, right? And there is people sometimes doing stuff, some modeling, some stuff. Okay, if I press concede now we have 8.7, so let's bet 1000, right? Holy moly, the other guy immediately quit. Why? What happened? That's strange. It's after 5 minutes? I think so. I think we spoke for 5 minutes and they timed out. It's kind of annoying though, because now I'm in a situation where one player disconnected. Yeah, we removed the player for yeah. So now I don't know exactly what happens if I concede now. Now if I concede and the guy disconnected, actually I'm not losing any money, right? Because we check if the player is valid. So in this case it will not be valid. So let me try. So I conceded and I didn't lose the money. But the other player already disconnected. So I don't know if you should give a message or something, because this is the case, right? We can give a message maybe. We can say your opponent disconnect. I mean, it's not really disconnect, but or we can say no, there is no one to pay, right? Your opponent is not there. You lose nothing, right? I would say something like your opponent is not there, you lose nothing, right? Something like this. And you can reset at this point, right? You can reset. And the other guy can enter into the game again. This is something that we didn't test too much, right? Entering and exiting or getting disconnected, but in theory it should work. The problem is that if you don't reset, like if I'm betting now, right? And the guy didn't start the game. He still sees the value though. You don't have enough coins for this bet. Yeah, because the game didn't restart when I was connected. So, okay, this is something I have to check. So the... yeah. While if I do it now... So the game is not sent to me unless the game is really initiated. That's pretty bad actually. So I have to select the game type, and only when I select the game type, I guess. No, I guess I don't really have coins for this bet. So I really have only 10 coins? Oh, I do. Oh, that's why. Okay, so no, okay, so let me rewind everything. Okay, let me lose a bit of money with this guy so that he has some money. Okay, so let's go like 700 and then concede. So this guy won 700, so now this guy has 720. Okay, good, nice. No, but it seems that it works, right? It seems that it works. So if I concede, if I bet and concede, the other guy is getting the money. I don't understand why the player name is not here, actually. Why the player name is not... Me player name... Now wait a second, the text I think is a bit fucked up, because both should receive it, no? So... yeah, so is me player name. Me player name seems not to be filled in. Which is strange though. Me player name is not filled in. Why? Why me player name is not filled in? I mean, it's created when we create a session, I think. Exactly. Player name, no, it's not here. Player name equal to, yeah, exactly, is here, right? So we assign the player name when we join the session. When we join the session, we add the player name. So how it is possible that I don't have a name? It's just because I've been inside this session for long and the game getting confused? I don't know. It's kind of strange. So let me do it again. If I bet without a game... if I bet without a game... I don't know if I want to show this betting thing if you are without a game. Like at the moment I'm without a game and I bet 15. Yeah, I don't understand why here we never have the... Did I add the percentage S or no? Maybe I just didn't add the percentage S. No, I did. Percentage S. It seems that this value is always empty. Why? This value is always empty? It is super weird. Is always the second guy that is empty, or is any concede? Let me try. Yeah, it looks like he's not. Yeah, it looks like the player name is always empty. The player name is always empty? Why? Yeah, we should receive this started playing dice, right? And actually, P player name is there and is added to P player name. Started playing dice. Actually, when we exit from this and we look at the chat, it's the same. It's empty. L'errore is actually there, but it's very strange. It's like always the other guy, right? Always the other guy, but the session is server side for both, right? So why the hell the other guy is not seeing the name of his opponent? It's very, 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 very strange. Or the name gets cleaned up somewhere. Player name. Now it is outside of the game session, so I don't understand. It's very strange. I mean, we only have. I mean, we also have this. Wait, we also have this. What is this? Player name. Initialize players. Wait a second. Maybe this thing is running after minigame session load. Maybe this happens after this. Add the player. Could be. Could be that the addition of the player happens before the minigame loading. No, not here. Session add player. And no, the load happens here. The session load happens here. And after that, I add the player, right? Handle start game request. Yes. Remove the players from the existing session. Session load, minigame definition script. So in this load, right? In this load is where I'm cleaning the names, right? Here I'm cleaning the names. We have seen it before. Yeah, here, right? Here we are cleaning the names. And well, null maybe is a bit too much, but fine. Say empty. Let's say empty. Yeah, this is all code. We're still using the null. So this happens definitely before the add player. Right? Because the load is there and the load is here and the add player is here. And the add player is the one that actually changes the name. Because here we do P players and P player name client get full character name, right? So unless it's changed later on, I don't think so. I don't understand how that is actually happening. How it is possible that that session is that the name is empty, right? It's very strange. And it's always empty for the other guy. Wow. Is it because I'm invisible? Wait a second. Get character full name. No, it's full name. Because one of the two characters is invisible. Okay, at the moment I would not, you know, bother too much about it, but it's a bit strange that it happens. But, yeah. Let me just make myself visible and try again 1 second. L'errore started playing dice. Real newfie started playing dice. Seems to be working now though. Is it because I was invisible? Wow. That's kind of something. Okay. I don't know if I want to enable the concede button only if my bet is greater than 0, right? So maybe not. But anyway, it seems to be working. So I think I can bet 50. The other guy bets 50. And now we move to the next phase, which is the first roll. So I roll 3 dice. And at the moment I don't have any particular combination. I just have what we call high die, right? So 4 actually is a 4. And this guy will roll as well. And here we have the 1 pair. So now we are in the main bet phase, and you see the concede button actually appeared, right? So if I leave now, we will lose 50. If I try to go 500, right, I go 500, and this guy concedes, he's losing 50, and I won 50, right, and my 500 didn't go anywhere, right, and I can then reset the game and restart. Yeah, exactly. Now the concede button is still here. Yeah, because we didn't recompile, but we did that check. Okay, good. But I think it works, right? The concede works. Seems to be working fine. The only thing that I have to be sure is that I cannot concede in stupid moments, right? For example, when like now, I roll my dice, right? The other guy didn't roll yet, and I want to concede. But you see, the concede button is not there, right? And it will not be there until both of us actually have rolled. And it is only, and yes, and now it appears, right? And I can concede before seeing the dice of the other player, or I can concede out, like if I rise 15 and this guy matches my 15, then I see his dice, the first 3, and I need to go in the new rolling phase, right? This thing moved a bit. Weird. This guy may not click though. Fuck, I didn't consider that. No, mistakes were made. Here we have a problem. That until you click, oh my god, it is annoying. If the other guy immediately put some dice, by the way, cannot do it because I disabled we broke it. You have to roll 2 dice, add more. Bro, I'm adding so many. I don't know what happened here exactly. I don't know what happened here. We basically managed to get into a position where I don't know if it was the concede or okay, let me restart from scratch. Yeah, there is definitely a bug in there is definitely a bug. Okay, let me restart the game. Okay, let me restart the game. Initial betting phase. Let's bet 10 and 10. Then we roll 3 dice. My opponent doesn't see them. Okay, fine. Then I roll 3 dice. My opponent doesn't see them. Now we are in betting phase. I bet another 15. He bets another 15. Now I see the dice. Now I have to click to proceed, right? And this is where things may get a bit funky. Because now I didn't disable the top collision. Why? I didn't disable the collision. I didn't disable the collision for whatever reason. Set collision enabled. And Enable collision on top to avoid the dice falling down. Ah, because the mouse down counts also as a start of a roll. Ay, ay, ay. Well, I can see that if we see the message, simulate physics on. If I see the message. Why I can add more than 2? There is a check not working, huh? There is a check not working on the add die. No. There is a check not working 100%. There is a check not working in the drop dice, whatever. In the drop die in cup, right? So here it seems that we have a problem with if this phase dice amount is different than 0, and for the phase requirements of number of dice. No, but sorry, this one we changed it. Huh? This one we changed it. Wait a second. Am I going crazy or what? We changed this. I remember I changed this to be, we did it yesterday, right? And we changed it to yeah, I'm pretty sure we changed it. Probably was not this part of the code then, because we did it in the roll. We did it in the roll. Yes. We did it in the roll. But I have to do it here as well, eh? Wait a second. We did it in the roll. No. We didn't do it in the roll. No. So the message that we receive, right, is you have to roll 2 dice, add more, right? So this add more exactly. It is the code that I remembered. Is in the roll check. Is in the roll check. Yeah, but we have to do the same for. We have to do the same for the add the dice. Otherwise, this will be always be wrong. So the current dice needed represents how many dice we need to drop up to this point in the minigame session. So if it's in 2 phases, right? So in what we have to see, what we are saying here is that if the dice that I dropped already, right? If the dice that I dropped already, yeah, which is basically this, right? If the dice that I drop already +1, which is the one that I'm trying to drop now, right, is greater than this, then I cannot add more dice, right? Okay, let me try again like this, because yeah, I think we broke it when we did the switch, but now should be correct again. Now should be correct again. No, I did the compile without closing this. So now we'll go super stupid. No, cancel. Yeah. If you compile with the editor open, it's trying to do some weird hot reload, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I have bad experience with it, and I don't want to do it again. So I'm basically always disabling. I have an early appointment tomorrow morning. Now that I see. But anyway, I cannot be too late tonight. Okay, so now it should be better. Also, we fixed 2 more bugs. So the folding and the concede seems to work. The problem is that if you didn't click yet on the new, that's annoying. There is a moment basically where you reveal the dice of the opponent, but you have to roll because the new roll phase started. And so what I did something that I think was smart, but I think it's not smart, because what I did, I said, okay, if that happens, I ask the player to click to proceed, so actually you can see the opponent's results before moving on with the new roll. The problem is that if we do it, then and the other player drops a dice, I'm in a situation where the cup is not ready, right? The cup is not ready. Because the cup is up instead of being down. Fuck. That's so annoying. But what I can, so or I queue that. Oh crap. But I don't think I can queue it. I think what I can do, I can, if the other player for any reason start to throw the new dice, right? Then we go in rolling mode. I think that's the only solution. The problem is that the die may go outside of the cup because the animation, well, the rolling reset is nearly instant actually. Yeah, there are still a number of corner cases, right, that we have to iron out, because I think at the moment you can break the game. Yeah, so the moment is now, right? So now you see this showing result, click your site to proceed. So I said that, so I give you the time to actually click to see the results of both players. As soon as you click, your board gets reset, but the board of the other guy is not reset, you see? So this guy is still seeing that because he didn't click yet. So if you drop a die now, it will fall into nothingness because the cup is not ready. Plus this one is not ready to accept the die because it doesn't have the collision on. I don't know why, but I will that I will fix. Okay, now at least we cannot add. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the roll still works because behind the scenes, you know, the dice are anyway considered properly, so everything still works, but you basically visually see it broken, like we see it here, right? Because this one didn't go to ground, and so now is in a weird position. Unless I click, and then I can roll. Now the game, actually you are not breaking the game, right? You are not breaking the game. This thing is still working as expected. But yeah, okay. So we have to do two fixes. The first fix is that we have to be sure that when the second phase starts, the top collider is removed. So you can actually have dice drop into the cup properly, which at the moment is not happening. So I will probably fix that first, which is the easiest in theory. And then we try to fix the fact that if I'm posed, but I receive a roll, no, I receive an odd die, I just do it, right? I just do it. I don't wait. I still don't know if you can really break the game, but potentially. Okay, so when we receive the second we have this stamp required click for roll, right? This thing. This stamp required click for roll. So this is when we are between phases, we show the results, but we have to roll. And we give the time to the player to actually click. The problem is that now if I click, and this is where I'm confused, right? Why the collision gets fucked up there? Because it's on the mouse down? Probably. Because the collision got disabled. Here. Yeah, I think I need to add here in this mouse down a check I think I need to add in this mouse down a check that my temp required for click, right, is not on, because if he's on, which by the way, I think that this happens after, because I do the reasoning inside PS character actually. Yeah, I do it here, right, in this mouse down. And if this is actually true, I go here. And I don't go in the normal mouse, I don't go into this mouse down. I don't even go, right? I don't think so. If my required click to roll is true, I don't go here. So actually I'm not executing that. I'm doing the setup roll after click. I disable this and then I reset my cap, and the reset cap should disable it's not doing it actually. This reset cap is not disabling the top collision. I think it would make sense to do it, no? Because, I mean, we may rely on the fact that we never go there, but it seems that we do. I don't know why, I don't know how, but we do somehow. Maybe on the release of the mouse down, right? But on the release, we never... Set collision enabled, yeah, because the only... I'm a bit confused on when this happens, right? I mean, this should actually not happen. Unless it happens when I click outside of the cup. No, because this is already checked for to be inside my cup. Mouse down and not pressed. Exactly. I think the safest option, you know what is the safest option? The safest option is that inside the reset, inside the reset cap, right, we disable the collision for the top mesh so that we are sure that is not collide. Okay, so this should fix the collision, hopefully. We will see, but yeah, I think so. I think it is a safe option. Now, okay, this should fix the first problem that we couldn't drop the dice in the cup after the first round of betting. But now the second problem is that when I receive a roll for the other player, because if it's for me, I mean, for me it's impossible, right? Because I'm not adding a die. Ha! In theory I can. Wait a second. Ay. This may be another problem. This game is like having a million options. It's infinite. It's infinite, boys. So if I... okay, let's put ourselves into that position again, right? So we bet, we add a die. What happened? Oh, server crashed, I think. No? What happened? Ah, we didn't choose the game. I don't know. Bro, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, the server crashed. The server crashed. It crashed? Why? Hello, Hyperons Live. Hey, how are you? Hello, hello. Minigame session 1197. Minigame session 1197. Winner player set money. So basically it's saying that our pointer to get with object pointer get is completely off. Weak pointer object get. I don't see a weak pointer object get here. What is it? Ah, here. Winner player get. Inside send player money. Do we even reach send player money? No. Die resolve winner. Send player money. Winner P. Is winner P? It seems to fail in get, so it seems that this winner P player was actually invalid. Because here we check it, right? I don't know exactly what happened. Winner P is player of 0. I'm always a bit scared by this player 0, player 1, right? Instead of... Yeah, because we do a check, right? We do a check that this is valid, right? We check it here, we check it here. Yeah, I don't understand exactly why it crashed. It's kind of weird that it crashed actually, but yeah, it did. So there is definitely a case, possible case of crash. But what I wanted to say is that when we are in the second round of betting and rolling, if we are in pause mode for the temporary required for click to roll, then I need to identify if a new roll is coming in for the other player. And if that happens, which is basically the drop dice, whatever, right? This one. This one. Right? As soon as this returns, right? As soon as this returns, basically here, I have to check that. I have to check the temp required for click roll, and if that is actually true, and if that is actually true, I need to immediately reset the cups and then do this. I don't know if this will happen fast enough though, because the reset of the cup is actually taking a bit of time. I mean, it's taking an infinite time, but it's taking a bit of time, right? We can probably do it actually here. Because it depends if it's our cup or their cup. Now, our cup, I think if it's our cup, yeah, but it's the same, it's the same, it's the same. Whatever is the cup, actually. Whatever is the cup, we need to reset everything. And when we reset, do we reset? No, not reset game. No, we have to take the cup and reset the cup. Yeah, exactly. We have to do this. With a delete dice false, right? Yeah, exactly. But I would do it. I would do it before the spawning. Now, unfortunately, these one are not functions. These are events. So these two events will be executed pretty much instantly, right? This is one of the problem we're using events instead of using functions. I don't know if that's a really great idea. I should have probably used some functions there. But yeah, so what I have to do this, right? I have, in both cases, I need to check if my temporal is still on. And if he's on, I need to reset the cup. And if he's not on, I can just spawn the dice, right? So this should put me in a safer position for... but I'm having the feeling that I really need to change this and make it a function. Otherwise, this will execute so fast and not in a sequence that the die will still go outside of the cup. I think. And then also, after this, I have to immediately disable this guy, right? I don't have space. No, we don't have space. Crap. But anyway. So I have to immediately disable this guy. Yeah, unfortunately this guy has a very long name, so it's a bit annoying too, but yeah. So that the second time doesn't happen again, right? Unfortunately, this logic it seems to be simple, but it's not simple at all, right? So it's actually pretty complex. It's pretty complex. I don't know. I think it's a simple dice game, but there are so many options, right? Because being multiplayer is what makes it weird, right? But anyway. And still we need to fix the part with the NPC, right? Because we have a part where the NPC will be involved, and that will be even more complex. Okay, let's try it like this and see if at least disabling the collision works. In this case of the second phase, if I don't click and the other player is dropping a die, or if I am dropping a die, because this should work also for me, right? So basically, if I'm in waiting mode and I click on drop a die, the cap should immediately reset and catch the die on the fly, but I don't know if it does it. We will see. We will see right now. Making a mini game like this, multiplayer with different options, robust enough, is definitely harder than what I was thinking. It's definitely harder. Hello, push button. It's going okay. We made a lot of progress. But now we are working on the corner cases, right? So when things get a bit weird, right? And we added the ability to concede, so basically to fold. I still need to do a bit of work here on the game selection, because basically you can start without selecting a game, and that may obviously mess up things. Okay, so let's bet. Let's put in 3 dice. Let's roll. Right? I do the same with the other guy. Roll. Okay, now we are in this situation. No, not yet. Wait. The situation is now. When I bet. Okay, the situation is now. I see the die of the other guy. And now I'm saying show result, click to proceed, right? But now, instead of clicking to proceed, I do something stupid. For example, I roll a die. I cannot do it. Okay, it doesn't let me. I don't know why it doesn't let me, but it's good it doesn't let me, because it should not, right? It should not let me. And it's good that it doesn't. Okay, so it forced me to click. Okay, that's nice. But now, if the other guy resets and drop a die, I don't see the reset on my side, because he reset, I didn't, right? And now if I drop a die, in theory, they should automatically reset quickly and catch the die on the fly. Yeah, actually it did that, which is nice. He has reset only my cup. No, only the enemy cup and not my cup, which is a bit weird. True. No, we should reset both. Yeah, this thing is stupid. We should reset both anyway. Yeah. This is bad thinking. We have to reset both cups, because in this situation, right? In this situation, I have to reset mine as well. Otherwise, I'm locked forever in this situation. Okay. It was not correct. So we should do this. This should be done before, right? As a first thing. So I'm saying if we are waiting for the click, we reset automatically both cups. We reset both cups. And we disable and we remove the need to click, right? And then we proceed normally. If oh fuck, I did a mess. Okay, I can fix it. And then I proceed normally. What does it mean? I proceed normally means I go here. I will remove this printout, because anyway we tested this a million times, so this part is not problematic, I guess. And you know, just for clarity, because I think this is confusing, very confusing, I will just do it this way so that it's more clear what we are doing here. Okay, so what? Okay. Okay, so this is what it should be. Let me think about it again, but I think this should be better. So if we receive any die that is dropping in this moment, right? If we are in this moment and we receive any die being dropped for me or from the opponent, we reset both cups, that they will just go back into the position, and they will receive the new spawn die. Now the only problem I have is that this is taking actually time to execute, and my reset of collision is at the end, and this is why we saw the die actually, you know, dropping. I think I need to change these two functions. No, actually reset cap is a function. Okay, that is very nice. This is a function. So this will be executed fully before moving to this. Okay, nice. Nice. No, I think it will work then. And then we disable the temp required click, and then we spawn the die in one or the other. Right? Yes. Okay, let's try again. I think that I'm more positive that we can. My cat has just noticed your avatar. I think is love. Nice. I can say hello. Hello, meow, meow. No, I'm a tiger. I'm not a cat. Okay. So let me try like this. Unfortunately, every time we need to do one test run, you know, we have to launch the server, launch the two client, do all the thing, the betting, the content. So it takes a bit of time. Pum. Yeah, there's also multiplayer, so I need two clients and a server. I'm starting to lose motivation to do also the NPC part, but I think I will do it at the end. Because all of this needs to work with an NPC, right? With an NPC playing. Ay. Anyway, we start the game. 5 fingers of fortune. We bet. The other player bet. We roll 3 dice. The other player roll 3 dice. You see that here now we have the best combination, like one pair, right, instead of the number. So that I did. Now we are in the main betting phase. So we bet again. We match the bet. And now here we are where the problem occurs, okay? Where the problem occurs. So I don't click with this guy. I click with this guy and I drop a die. Nice! Well, it worked here, but not here. Why? What the fuck? It disabled the... What? That's weird. It disabled the collision on this side, but it didn't do it on this side. And it looks like I cannot roll. And it looks like I cannot roll on this side. Huh? Why? Why I cannot roll on this side? I cannot roll on this side because there is a check. There is a freaking other variable that we have to reset somehow to be able to roll. I'm pretty sure. Are we going server side asking for the roll or not? Are we going server side asking for the roll? No. So it's something client side. One of these, all these buttons, right, have a kind of a check. And that check is what? Condition. The current phase is rolling. Well, for sure the current phase is rolling. The cap is ready for dice. Yeah, this is not. This was not executed probably. This was not executed. Because the rolling phase was never yeah, exactly. Annoying. Yes, because obviously with that pose, right, with that pose that we're forcing, we are not. But anyway, we just have to execute this, right? We have to execute a set ready for die. Yeah, exactly. You see? Set up roll after click. Require click for roll. But this didn't happen, right? This didn't happen because we didn't click. The other player clicked for us. So exactly. Well, I can or I do this, or when I do the reset, I do this just, yeah, probably it's cleaner, right? It's cleaner that when we do the reset, when we do the reset cup, where the hell was this? Here. Right, when we do the reset cap, since we know that we are coming from a rolling phase, we also set the cap to ready for die. We have to set both cap, their cap and my cap. Well, no, their cap doesn't make any sense because we never rolling on their cap, right? What? Let me think about it 1 second. Target. Actually, we do it for all the cups. Okay, let's do it for all the cups. I mean, it doesn't really make a lot of sense, but because you're never rolling in the cup of the other guy yourself. But it's fine. We can reset the ready for dice on both cups, and we remove this. Now, the strange thing that was happening was that on the client where I was rolling after the click, the collision was not removed, right? Which is very strange. So after the click happens here, because there is the setup after the click. And it seems that this didn't properly reset the collision of my cup, which is very strange. Let me try again, because I don't remember if it's in my cup or in the other cup, the problem. Let me redo it 1 second. So, okay, we choose the game. Yeah, this is always a bit weird, because if you choose it already, if the game is, if you are re-entering a session that already existed and you re-enter the same type of game, it doesn't really reset properly. That is something I have to fix as well. But anyway, oh fuck, I bet 20. What? It didn't work. I didn't click on bet. I didn't click on bet. Okay, now this is the moment, right? I didn't reload everything, so this fix obviously is not there yet, but I wanted to see the other problem. So if now I click on this client and then I drop the die, yeah, exactly, on my client the collision is not removed on my client and on my cup. So okay, let me see why. This thing is becoming a monster. So when I click, I want to see when I click. No. 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 Bro, it's never here. I think it's in PS character when we click then. Yes, it's here. So here is where in PS character we actually do the click and we detect that, okay, nice, and we call this function and we do nothing else, right? We do nothing else. Exactly. So in theory what this was doing, right, if there is not this problem, was going into mouse down and because this, yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I don't understand. I don't understand why my role. I don't understand why the normal rolling phase, right? If we don't have that problem that we stop here, the normal rolling phase is doing reset cup, right? Which is exactly what we do. And reset cup is actually removing the collision, right? From the top mesh of that cup, right? It's removing the collision. So unless there is a misunderstanding here. No, you see that both go there. So you go through that for sure, right? You go through this for sure. 100%, right? So what I'm doing wrong? So after we when we go through reset cup, the top has no collision anymore. 100%. So as long as I reset my cup after clicking, after clicking, okay, clicking is here. I go here. This is true. This is true. I go here. This goes here, and for both cups, it does the This is a mistake. This is the mistake, because in this case, I'm not resetting the cup because there are zero thingies, but I'm not removing the collision, right? I'm not removing the collision. So why I'm doing this? Why I decided to do the reset only if there are dice in the cup? I think it's a very bad idea. Because this reset cup is doing way more than just removing the dice, right? Way more. Look at how much stuff is doing. Is resetting the position, is right? Collision enabled. So that false there. This false is fucking up a lot of things. I think we should remove this check. I think this is obsolete. And probably this is also the reason why I was not going in ready for dice. Okay, let's try this way. Let's try this way. I think we are very close, guys, to get to the point where we say that it fully works, but let's see. Let's see. Yeah, I have an early wake up tomorrow, so I have to go soon. But I would like to see it working. This is one of the games that when you do it, you never touch it again, right? So that one of those pieces that just stay as it is forever. I mean, we can add more game modes, but I think that pretty much when we... it's like fishing. We did fishing and not gonna touch it anymore. Because going back into this logic, like in a month from now, will be and this is why I'm trying to do it fully, right? Because I don't want to go back to this in a month from now and I forgot everything. And okay, so now if we press on the die, nothing happens. If I press on my side, this reset, and if I press on the die now, fuck, did it still disable the collision? Ow! There is a collider here. You don't see it, but if I do show collision, there is, right? There is the collider that is used, you see, there is a collider here, which is just another cup on top of the existing cup. So I can show you here. There is another cup on top of this cup that you don't see, but is designed on this one, right? Is there only to avoid when you shake, the dice are not going outside of the cup, right? So it's an invisible cup there, and yeah, and it's made that way, and so I have to disable it when I'm rolling, right? But for whatever reason, it seems that it didn't disable again. It disabled on this side, but it didn't disable. Yeah, it disabled on the other player's side, but it didn't disable on this side, which I really don't understand, because we went through the click, right? We went through the click, so for sure we arrived here. Also because if we didn't, then so I did the click, right? I did the click on my side. Yeah, I did a click on my side. The one on the other player reset, and then I pressed the die. And then I pressed the die. And so when I did the click, I should have I executed this, and it is going through this, and and now we don't do this anymore, right? So it's directly doing reset cup, and then ready for dice. And reset cup is removing the collision from the top of this cup. So, huh? So you mean we are not going through this? You mean we are not going through this? I don't believe it. I think we are. But then I don't understand why the collision is not removed. Right? We don't go through that. It's impossible that we don't go through that. I mean, unless this guy is disabled before... no, but I don't think so. I mean, we are setting these to false in few cases. We are setting these to false when the minigame starts, okay? We are setting these to false when... Wait a second. When a new phase starts. No, but it is before our mess, right? So, yeah, exactly. It is before our mess. So new game started is set to false. Fine, but our check is actually way after, right? We turn it on here. So, okay, let me try again because I want to see that printout. The printout must happen, right? Must happen. If it doesn't happen, if that printout doesn't happen, then it's a bit strange. It seems to be a simple thing, but it's not a simple thing. Okay. Let me just see the which one is which, right? If this is the client, yeah, this is the client. Okay, so this one, that is the debug of this client, right? Okay, now we are in the moment. So I click here and I want to see the printout. Roll after click pause, right? Roll after click pause. So we executed that. We executed that. I mean, it's also true that we did a bunch of other stuff. Simulate physics on. So the click. I think we disabled it and we re-enabled it. Wait a second. Simulate physics on. Yeah. We disable and we re-enable it actually. Fuck. Didn't we say that this is not called when I do that? I think this is what we said. Yeah, so we disable and we re-enable it. That is the problem. Mouse down, MG mouse down, MG mouse down, we go here. So how the hell do we, I mean, if we do the setup roll after click, right, this is not connected to anything. So we see the first printout, right, we see the first printout, and then how it is possible that we see, so this roll after click pause, and then how is it possible that we see another minigame mouse down? Like if it's happening twice. And then the second time, it counts as... it counts as a roll. So the second time... So it looks like I did 2 clicks, or it counted like 2 clicks. I don't know why it counted like 2 clicks. Maybe the release? Maybe the release. So if I'm releasing, so if this is true, no. If this is false, with the not becomes true. And if I add my mouse down, this becomes true. And so I go down here, which is the button released. And here I don't know what I'm checking. I'm checking if we are ready for die. And then we go into mouse up. But mouse up should do the request for roll. Yeah, exactly. I don't know why we do 2 times the mouse down. That is very weird. We do 2 times the mouse down. It's like if I double clicked, but I don't think I double clicked. But you see here that at the distance of 1 millisecond, right? 1 well, yeah, 100, whatever. 100 milliseconds. At a distance of 100 milliseconds, we got 2 mouse down. Exactly in the same position, by the way. Exactly in the same position. And in between, we got this roll after click pause. So it even looks that it looks like we are calling the same again, but I don't think I am. Am I? So it looks like after this, I'm calling mouse down again. But I don't think so. I think I'm only doing reset cup, and reset cup is not calling anything. It's just doing stuff, but it's not calling any function, right? So yeah, it looks like the click is taken twice. Like if I have a double click, I don't. Maybe I double clicked. I don't know, but even if I double click, it should not break the minigame, right? But we definitely went twice through the mouse down. I mean, that's the reality, right? We went twice through the mouse down. I mean, it's here in the log, so cannot fake it, right? We went twice through that. I don't know, I can redo it, but it will happen again, I'm sure. I mean, it already happened like 3 or 4 times, so definitely. I don't understand why here at the beginning, when the session goes down, the session is actually not fully deleted, and so I have to reset the game like that. Don't understand why. I mean, I can try to click and not release. So we understand if it's the release. Yeah, that could be a good idea. We understand if it's the release that is actually messed up. Okay, here we are, right? So, well, I cannot not release and then click this other button, so that's the problem. But if I click, yeah, you see that we have the roll after click pause. And then when I release, yeah, it's counted as a mouse down. Yeah, it's counted as a mouse down, actually. So the up is counted as a down. The up is counted as a down. What the fuck? I think it's the stupid end at the beginning. Where am I printing? I'm printing minigame mouse down, right? Minigame mouse down is printed here. And that is printed twice? Yeah, that is printed twice. That is printed twice. So I go twice through the false. Yeah, you know what? Let me split this because this is really confusing me now. So let me do this. Let me do the press and release separately, because anyway, if this is pressed, we go here. If this is released, we go here, right? Like it was before. And here, let me just understand what we have to do here, right? Because this is the release, so the release should not go up. So if the mouse was down on the cup and we are releasing, if the mouse was down on the cup, yeah, and we are releasing, yep, just release even if outside of the cup. Ah, I remember now why I did this. I remember why I did this. I did this because you can click and then move the mouse and go outside, and that is not counted as a roll. So it's counted as a roll. Yeah, exactly. I remember this. I did it, but now in this case, right, where I have my temp click, it fucks up everything because it's counting it as a release. So my only problem is... Okay, so probably should be like this, right? Should be like this. No, this will never happen. Oh, fuck, this Boolean logic sometimes. No, because this was specifically to catch the release. So this was, right, I think I wrote it kind of in a weird way, but the point was that this was only in the case of the release, right? Only in the case of the release. So if we are releasing and my mouse was down, I want to release even before checking if I'm inside the cup or not, right? That is basically the point. Now, if I do this, I'm basically skipping my temp required, which is okay, but it means that yeah, true. So what happens? Okay, so basically this doesn't have any meaning anymore, right? Because is this check, right? This is the check, and this doesn't have any meaning anymore, right? So this is directly here. But the problem is what we do here. So what do we do if we are releasing and the mouse was not down? Well, in theory it's impossible because whenever we put the mouse down, we say that we say mouse down inside, but only if it's inside our cup. So we could say that the mouse goes down outside of our cup and we release in our cup. Yeah, in that case we do nothing. In that case I think we do nothing. So the release is not triggering anything. Yeah, I think it's correct. Okay, let me try like this. I'm kind of losing. I have to go also. It's super late. I really have to go. I really have to go. I think we made some progress, but I'm not super happy. Because we are making our life harder with all these possibilities, right? But I don't know, guys. I don't know. Maybe it will work now. So we can go to bed with a smile. I guess we will go to bed with a smile anyway. But maybe with a larger smile if it works. Maybe. I want to finish this thing and move on. We cannot take like 2 weeks for a dice game. Come on. Which, by the way, the dice game was already existing, so we're just making improvements to it, but cannot take 2 weeks for this. Please move on. Please work. Please work now. Work. Please. You can do it. I believe. It's very dark because outside is dark, but roll. Bet. Okay, now we are in the position. So I click. I put my dice. It worked. It worked, boys. It worked. I have to put 2 of them, right? Yeah, 2, 2, 2. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. The other guy didn't roll yet. Okay, 2 dice. It worked, it worked, it worked, it worked, it worked, it worked. And now I have the last bet when I don't see the other guy. Okay, I have 3 of a kind. And so I'm gonna bet 30. And the other guy is saying, I don't know, but okay, let's see your 30. 30. And oh wow, this guy, the 3 of a kind, 666, and he wins, so I lost. Yes, it works! Just on the finish line. Just on the finish line. Okay, so I think I fixed it. Now, there are still few glitches. I'm very happy that I fixed it. There are still few glitches here and there, like I think when someone exit from the game and restart, like now both of us exited from the game, right? But for whatever reason, if I reopen the window and I go into set game and I say 5 fingers and I do choose, you see that the game is now starting. Like, and the reason of this may be that on the server side, the game is still on. But actually, no, it didn't even... No, you see, it didn't even trigger the choose game. It didn't even trigger the choose game. So it's like if my client has this set by, like if I exit, right? I exit again, right? And I enter again. It's like if my client, even if it's not showing, is still set on the previous game. And so when I click choose, it does nothing. And I think this happens because I'm not probably cleaning up one variable. Let me see. Maybe we can fix it quickly as well. Selected game. Yeah. We have to clean selected game every time we open the board. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. This is an easy, very easy fix. We can do it. It's the last fix, and then I go. So this selected game, which by the way, I don't even see where we are setting it. Oh? We are never setting this? Select a game? What do you mean? No, we do. We do it in player controller, and this is such a bad idea. Such a bad idea to do stuff outside of the minigame window, but because then when you search for stuff, you don't find it like now. But yeah. Game type changed to blah blah blah. Okay. Yes, but what I'm saying is that this selected game is not reset, right? When we reopen the window, pretty much. So when we do this, which is set up dice minigame, right? So this is the initial setup. Initial setup when you open the window. We need to have here our select minigame. Set to empty. And I will tell you even a bit more. I think we should also set the rules to empty, because otherwise otherwise you see a value there. The rules are what? The rules are this thing. Yeah, exactly. TXT rules. TXT rules. TXT rules. Okay, we also set this to empty. Okay, guys, I'm going because it's too late. But I think we also fixed this other small bug. There is just not enough space to do this, but fine. Okay, we set also this to empty. Okay, so what is missing? Oh my god. Let's go 1 second to our roadmap. Hidden dice mode done. Fold is not called fold now, it's called concede, but pretty much is the same concept. So concede, let me put it this side because anyway. Concede, okay. So concede is done. Concede is done. What else we added? We added the temporary click. I mean, I don't want to mention it, but anyway, we added a temporary click, you know, that is waiting for the other to see the result. And now what we have to do, in theory, that is still missing, is the NPC bluff. Let me move myself so you can say something. Whee! So the NPC bluff. And actually, I mean, there is a bit more the NPC bluff because it's basically the ability for the NPC to play the minigame. So I will put it here. And is the NPC play the poker game. The NPC can play the other simple game. NPC play face games, right? So this two is what we will do tomorrow. And hopefully after that is fully done. Okay guys, thank you for watching. If you want to click on follow on Twitch, that would be appreciated. Also you can subscribe on YouTube, that's pretty cool and free. And if you want to play our game, remember that you can go on our website, click on download now, and you can play it for Windows, for Linux and for Mac. The game is actually released. You will not be able to play the poker game that you just saw, but you will be able in the next release. So with that, I will say bye-bye in this darkness. I will say bye-bye to you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Bye-bye. Have a good night. Oh, you can also become a Patreon in case. Why not? Bye.